Make sure we're live. I just got finished buying from a recycler, so sorry I was a little late sending the link. All right, all right, guys. What is up? This is the first time we're actually doing one of these. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Yesterday, I sent out a message um, to see if we could to see if I could build somebody's business from the ground up and give them a plan on how to do so. So Alexander reached out and said that he was like, I want to be that person, and I was like, let's freaking go. So here we are. Alex, do you want to, or Alex or Alexander, which do you go by?
Alex.
Want to introduce yourself real quick, Alex?
Um, I don't know. My name's Alex. Right now, I worked in sales. Currently, I'm not in sales. I work at just Starbucks. And I work as assistant manager at a City Trends here overnight. Well, not overnight, but in the afternoon tonight. And yeah, so no, I know that I want to be into flipping. I know that when I was doing it, something I really enjoyed. It's something I always enjoyed. I used to do it 10 years ago just for money, but never did it consistently, just like whenever I was in a rough spot. So then, like 2 years ago, I worked at a Target at a market source where they help older people with their phones and stuff. And then I kind of realized like, oh, this is something like I genuinely like enjoy doing. I didn't enjoy one aspect of it there, which was selling people stuff they didn't need, but obviously that's in sales sometimes. Well, that particular store was I was forced to sell AT&T when people didn't need AT&T because a lot of older people they just needed consumer cellular, which is like a old person, a
Yeah,
older person phone plan. So I didn't like that aspect of it, being forced to sell like a service or something people didn't need. But I did like helping them with their phones and like I mean these people didn't know how to turn their phones on sometimes like but I did like that aspect. I did like meeting the people and helping them with their phones. So overall it just totally pushed me into like I really want to be. I know that this is where I need to be, but I know it takes capital and not a lot of money, but it takes like having money to properly and consistently do it.
for sure, for sure. So I went ahead and kind of built your game plan out based on everything you told me, your current situations, and things like that. And I'm going to be giving that to you at the end of this. I'm going to send it over to you so that you can kind of reference it and kind of go from there. Sound good to you?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool, man. So let's jump right into this. So let me pull up the document here, and I'm actually at Starbucks right now. Just finished up meeting a few people. So here's your buyback game plan. You're obviously not Tony. I did Tony's this morning. You are Alexander. Here we go. So your current circumstances, you told me you had about $500 to buy electronics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, you work about 70 hours a week, and your highest month so far has been about $1,000 in profit. And your goals are to make reselling electronics a full time gig, have a store maybe, and even move into repairs as well. So one thing I'll give some feedback on there for sure is you always want to start with one thing first, right? Make sure I would start with the reselling first because it's the fastest path to cash by far. Repairs are not as fast as reselling.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Well, I
a
wasn't
lot of
planning on
people
doing the
don't.
repairs myself. I was gonna hire
Oh,
out
there you go.
probably more than likely.
Hey, heck yeah, dude. That's the way to do it. So, a couple of details also that I had here. I did a little bit of research on your area, specifically using Facebook Ads Manager and stuff like that. Got a couple of numbers here, demographics wise, your population size, and I believe it was Chesapeake, Virginia. That you told me.
It was
Um,
Dothan, Alabama.
it was what?
Dothan, Alabama.
It was in
Ours,
Alabama.
yeah, ours is
Oh,
way smaller. Ours is probably 70,000.
I think I forgot to change the thing here. Well, let's just do it live. That works for me. So we're going to go to Facebook Ads Manager. and we're going to get your actual population size or the population in your area. Let me make sure I did these right. Oh yeah, you said Ashford, Alabama.
Oh yeah,
Or
that's like right near. It's like 10 minutes
okay,
away.
cool. Yeah, so I did that part right. I was building a few of these out today. Forgive me. All right, so let's do a quick research on the size using Facebook Ads Manager of how many people you could realistically reach within your potential area. So I'm waiting on Ads Manager to load here. So we're going to utilize this one. We're just going to go into an ad campaign and type in your area so that we get an idea of how many people can be reached. And by figuring out how many people can be reached, it gives us a good idea on how your cost per message will do when it comes to ads and how many people you can realistically hit. So we're just going to do Ashford, Alabama.
It's Dothan. Ashford's like a little country area right by here. It's
How do you spell it?
Dothan.
Did I spell that right? You sent it to me a
Uh
messenger.
Dothan.
D-O. Oh, okay, that's right. There you go.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All right, so within a 25-mile radius, you got 189,000 to 222,000 people.
Yeah.
Just
So,
a pretty good amount of people. Not gonna lie to you. So that means that there's 189,000 to 222,000 phones in your area, right?
mhm.
Fun fact: my very first $10,000 month, I had about 200,000 people in my area. So
So we're about
definitely
not
got some
close then.
promise. Put that here. There we go. So your cost per lead will probably be more like $2 to $4 per lead rather than $1 to $4. But Google will probably stay around $4 to $5 per lead. And then I did take kind of the liberty of finding some quick flips in your area. So let me pull these up real quick. So I did find this one in Ashford, Alabama. How far away is that from you?
Ashford is like 10 minutes. I go there all the time.
10 minutes. So I did find this deal. This thing has been listed for 15 weeks. So they obviously can't sell it.
Yeah.
This is one that I would reach out on, by the way. I would reach out on this deal and hit them at $80 to start off. And this thing they obviously can't sell it, right? It's been
Oh
listed a
yeah.
long time. Another one that I found was this one. So this one's been listed for 4 weeks. I'd also hit them at about $80. I would settle on 100. You can still make a good amount of money on Oculus Quest if you part out the controllers and the headset. We sell the controllers separately on eBay and the headset separately on eBay as well. So it's a good way to do it. And then I got another one here. So I found this iPad in your area for $30. Honestly, you could probably flip this as it is for roughly probably about $70 to $80 pretty
Yeah.
easily. So because they have it listed for 30, the screen it's already reset. So just double check the serial number whenever you buy it. But this is
Oh yeah.
somebody I would definitely reach out on. And then I got another one here. So this is an iPhone 11 that was listed 17 weeks ago. I'd hit this person up. The phone is locked to straight talk. So, and I would use that as a way to lowball them at about $100. I might even hit them at 80 and settle on 100. And I guarantee you they more than likely will settle because they've had it listed forever. So,
Oh
and then
yeah.
you can turn around and sell it for about $189 or $179-ish. So these are just some quick flips that I found in your area, taking about 10 minutes, if that, to find. So now I want to kind of move into like the first month of like what I would recommend doing with your current circumstances. All right.
Okay.
So we're going to go month one here. So month one, I would recommend the goal to be about $1,000 profit minimum. And this is mostly to double your budget, right? To double what you currently have. And to do that, what I would recommend is I would recommend 20 total reach outs a day. So that would be 600 reach outs in the month, right?
Mm-hmm.
No ad spend the first month. All you're working on is doubling what you have, right? Learn game consoles and VR systems because those are going to be the best flips for you in your situation because you'll be able to
Yeah.
double pretty much everything you spend money on. I would open an eBay, Mercari, and Swappa account. I would start selling online if you already aren't, and I would aim to buy 19 total devices that first month, so about an $80 in profit each. Making sense?
Yes, sir.
Cool. So then we move on to the second month. Second month, you're gonna be aiming for about $2,500 profit minimum, right? And at this point, I would recommend because you have a little bit more money built up. I would recommend starting Facebook ads at about $10 a day, so that you can start getting some inbound leads. Because at this point, you're going to be exhausting a lot of those reach outs out, right? You're going to be following up with more of the reach outs than you are hitting new people, right?
Okay.
And then I would also recommend about $5 a day on Google ads as well, which are a little bit more difficult to set up. You got to get a website and stuff, but I would also continue doing the 20 reach outs a day, even if those are follow up reach outs. Okay. Um, and then I would actually run some game console ads on probably actually just Facebook right now. I don't know why I put Google there, but I would run the game console ads on Facebook and I would make that part of the $10 a day budget. So like $5 on phones, $10 or $5 on consoles. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Because consoles can be a little bit easier to buy. And then the goal here is also purchase about 37 items with a minimum of $80 in profit each. Making sense?
Yes,
Just feel
sir.
like it's doable.
Uh, yeah. Just messaging. I was just getting
Awesome.
also my thing would be getting them to come to me because I'll be at work a lot of the time. Will kind
Yeah.
of be the
I mean,
harder
you
part, I
can,
guess. I mean, I guess they wouldn't
yeah,
care if they're
listen,
trying to make money or buy something
you
they
have the
want.
money. Yeah. Well, you have the money, right? You have what they
Yeah.
need. So everybody comes to me, dude. I don't meet anybody at their place or I don't meet halfway. Everybody comes to me.
Okay. So yeah, I can do
So
that.
the month three goal is about $3,500 in profit minimum. And kind of continue doing daily Facebook ads, but up it to $20 a day. Continue with the Google ads. Continue with the 20 reach outs. Continue with the game console ads. And the goal here is to purchase 56 items with a minimum of $80 in profit
Mhm.
per item. And then continue following up with the customers you've already dealt with. So the customers you've been messaging and reaching out to, you want to continuously follow up with these customers because every time you do that, every time you do a reach out, you're planting a seed, right? You're getting somebody to know who you are. And they, whenever you reach out to them and you're like, hey, I buy these as a business, they're much more likely to come back to you later on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Rather than you reaching out as just a regular person. And then month four, recommend about $30 a day on Facebook ads, $10 a day on Google ads. Continue with the 20 reach out today, and game console camera and MacBook ads on Facebook and Google. And then the goal is at that point is to purchase about 75 items at $80 in profit a piece. There's your plan, dude.
4 times 4, 300. Okay. This is extremely doable.
Huh?
I said extremely doable.
Yeah, it's just it's just basically doing the same thing daily, you know, and that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and send this over to you so that you have it, and that way you can reference it whenever you need to, my man. I can get Facebook to it. I'll send it over after Zoom. It's being a little blah at the moment, but that's the overall plan here, right? If you can do that, I can almost guarantee you that you'll get to the $5,000 margin.
Yeah, I can do that. Hopefully, I can do that. I can do the reach outs. It's just getting the So then you basically recommend as far as basically take that as side money and keep that as side money and
one Hundred
just
percent
flip from that side money and make that
correct.
okay.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. You don't want to use it to pay your bills. You don't want to do any of that. You want to utilize it to only flip. If you have
Okay.
to, get a separate bank account.
Yeah, I can do that.
So that's my recommendation. Awesome, dude. By the way, guys, if you guys are watching this and you want a buyback plan built out for you, just like I did for Alexander here, let me know in the comments below. Hope you guys like this. I hope it kind of helps put things in perspective a little bit. Um, and I mean, Alexander, do you like it? Do you think it's going to be useful for you?
Oh yeah, definitely. Just give me I just gotta know what to do basically every day. Just that it's good. Just start off with 20 and then just focus on that this month. And uh how often do you think you follow back with people? I know it gets more and more, people, but
Yeah.
how many?
So um, every other day. Yeah. I mean, so you can count a reach out as a follow up as well, or count a follow up as a reach out because you're still reaching out because you're going to hit a point where you're reaching out to the same people every day, and that's fine. That's just it's just a
Yeah.
repetition thing. And if they keep seeing you, you keep staying in their mind, right? So I
So
would just recommend just keep doing it, right?
I think somebody which it has worked for me before, that's why I like to use it. Somebody was like, as far as negotiating or offering, they'd be like, what do you want or whatever. Then they tell you what they want, their lowest, and then you kind of say, this is all I have. So like, if they were like, what do you want for this phone? And they're like, oh, I got it posted for 200, and I'm like, what's the lowest you want? And they're like, 150. And I'm like, all I got is 100 cash or something. And then they'd be like, no, I can't do no more than such and such. And then you'd be like, that's all I have or whatever. And then they'd be like, oh no, he would just put, I don't think I learned it on one of these lives or one of the groups. And he was like, well, let me know and I can buy it from you immediately in cash. And then they'd be like, okay, whatever. And so then like, if I was using that as a negotiation style, and then you would say a couple days later to follow back, and you like, I don't know how would you follow?
Well,
I haven't really gotten to the like whole follow it up with them and trying to like rebuy their device normally.
yeah. So one thing I do is I would never say like this is all I got. I'm very direct in my approach when it comes to things. So here I'll show you if I click on something here. My initial message here is what's it at here? Maybe it's not showing. All right. Well, I don't know why it's not loading, but my initial message whenever I go on reach outs is, hey, I run a company, guys, iPhones, MacBooks, smartwatches, cameras, and more daily. If you were willing, if you, where am I closing?
My thing froze on your end.
It is. There we go. Yeah.
Okay.
So the way that I say it is like, hey, I run a company that buys iPhones, MacBooks, smartwatches, cameras, and more every single day. Um, are you willing to go any lower if I could pay cash today or tomorrow? And that's just the way that I do it. I'm just straight up. Here's what I do. I run a company. that does this, and it's guaranteed cash. So people really do respond to that.
Okay, that sounds good. I mean, and like you said, taking it from a business approach is also
Yeah,
different as well, but I guess it makes you look more.
it's I mean it's the same way how I go into pawn shops. Like I'll just go into pawn shops and be like, hey, I'm here to make a deal. I buy all of these things. What can we do? It's just very direct, like no beating around the bush type thing.
Okay, yeah,
But
that sounds good. It's just different.
yep, a little aggressive,
Yeah, but I mean,
but
it works, and the people like nowadays don't like to be BS about anything, so it's good to be direct.
yep. Well, man, um, I hope you like this. I'll send this over to you, and if anybody else is watching, feel free to type a comment below. Let me know if you'd like me to do something like this for you, and we'll see how far this thing can go. Appreciate you coming on, Alexander.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I'll send the doc over for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Thanks.